Hey Cactus crew, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to my channel. Katie's post about her upbringing, May 14, 2023, up until May 20th. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at It's Crystal Bill. If you would like to give me a follow, give this video a thumbs up, share, comment below, and please do consider subscribing. Everything is my own opinion. If you feel that your mental health might be compromised by this post, please press stop. She's not worth it. 6. My grandfather was verbally abusive.
I'm just not going to go through this, okay?
My grandfather was verbally and physically abusive. And I found out in 2022 that my grandfather was a P. 7. In 2022, I learnt through a family member that my grandfather and SA'd multiple young girls. One of his victims told me her story. I doubt that. 8. My entire life, I was never protected from my grandfather, despite my parents knowing that he was a P. 9. My grandfather hid his deviant actions through his involvement in the church. He used his position to look like a stellar citizen. 10. I was left alone with my grandparents for 3 weeks when I was 5 years old while they went to Europe. Despite having a clear memory and being at home on the last day, I have no memory of staying at their home. 11. I've spent years in therapy. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You do not use the correct terms that you would have used in therapy. Katie, you have not. So stop lying. I've spent years in therapy trying to unearth. Why are you trying to unearth it? If you had dealt with your issues, Katie, with alcoholism, with substance abuse, because at the core of those issues is what you experienced. And until you deal with your addictions, you are not going to be able to spew any of this shit and have me believe it. Your actions contradict your words. You look drunk here. You look glassy-eyed. I've spent years in therapy trying to unearth SA that I know I experienced as a child, but I have a massive block. My therapists. Do you know the difference? I don't think you do. The psychiatrist is the meds. The psychologist is the therapist that you do the work with, you know? My therapist believe it happened to me because I have memory something happened. You just said I have no memory of staying at their home. I have memory that something happened. You lied to yourself and you have made the narrative that something happened. There's a difference between what you think the truth is, Katie, and the truth. It's what makes you dangerous. I feel for the people that reply. That's where my heart is. 12. When I found out my grandpa was I immediately went back to the time that I stayed with him for 3 weeks. I could not remember. More later. Here is the selfie that she posted with that. Anyone else? Smug as Why would you share that? Why wouldn't you share a healing quote? Because she's never gone to therapy. She's never healed because it's not true. She's planted this in her own mind. My own opinion from covering Katie for all these years. May 20th, 2023. I grew up with patriarchal, non-religious father that was raised conservative Presbyterian. Despite my father's lack of faith as an adult, he did not abandon his firm belief of patriarchal control and misogyny. They were raised in that era, that time. I think about the movie Mona Lisa Smile. Does a really good job at painting that women were never going to get educated. They were the homemakers. I have one sibling, an older brother, a golden child, because you've learned all about narcissists now. So you still don't fully understand that you are a narcissist because your mother was a narcissist, because her mother was a narcissist, because they were deniers of their own addiction too. My parents believed their second child would be a boy. When I was born, shock was an understatement. They weren't prepared for a girl. Same with you. I will link my Twitter down below. You weren't prepared for a child that was not healthy, in your words. 5 years of drinking mead, ignoring all his needs, even though you say he's medically fragile and he has all these high needs. You ignored it all and you still do. It's a story time for you. The story about how I wasn't a boy was a story that was played on loop throughout my childhood. I wasn't who they expected. I was also born with disabilities. I was born with hip dysplasia and a club foot. To correct my foot, I went through a series of casting and special shoes. I wore stiff braces for my hips and leaned to walk while wearing braces. Think Forrest Gump. Growing up, my body and appearance was analysed and a frequent topic of conversation with my family. My brother made up songs to mock my small chin. He also created a song when I was 8 years old where he called me Thunder Thighs. Looking at my childhood photos, I was not chubby at 8, but my brother and parents sure made me think that I was. Why are you still holding on to this now? I thought you'd done therapy. Doesn't sound like someone who's done therapy. Sounds like someone who can't get past shit that happened when you were a child and you've taken it literally and can't see it. It is growing up. This is what happens, man. You've taken it as a personal attack. My brother was horrifically ABUSIVE to me as a child. He pinned me down and would try to hit me by putting pillows over my face and would do it long enough until he knew I was panicked. My brother used to fart on a pillow and then hold it on my face. Like, you have to breathe in the fart. He punched, slapped, and hit me. He would wrestle me into leg locks that would send pain up my back. In pools, he would hold my head under water and try to drown me. So stuck in your childhood. So you resented your brother growing up and never got past how you were treated. She continues, I never felt safe with him. My parents would laugh and joke about this behavior. He was 4 years older than me. I was always much smaller than him. I could not fight back.
And I've been paranoid of suffocating my whole life.
Because of this trauma. My father physically ABUSE'd me. He verbally ABUS'd my mother, and I've had to kick him out of my home as an adult due to his loud verbal ABUSE in front of my son.
What do you do when your child... Oh my God, that's Toad. He swears. Where she just sits there and Toad yells at me upstairs. It must be a regular occurrence. Otherwise, wouldn't she be more concerned for her son?
In 2022, I confronted my parents for allowing and enabling my brother's ABUSE of me. Instead of listening to me, they told me that my grandfather was a P and that other people experienced worse ABUSE than me. I am no contact with my family because I am done being their punching bag. And now they are mine. They are my punching bag. Katie, I'm done. I'm done with your shit. I'm done with you posting all of this crap. I will address this in another video because it's a bunch of lies. There's 2 more posts, possibly 3, but I'll have to go over them in another video. For now, I feel like I've covered enough. Just make sure that your notifications are on. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Take care out there, guys.